Right, test, test, test. I see everybody made it. Hello, hello. Left in the pool again. Well, this must be what it's like inside a faraway tree. I know, right? 111 minutes. I'll be sleeping already. Hey, enjoy your night. Because it is, I don't know what time zone everybody is, but if you're West Coast, it's like, it's getting a little bit close to midnight. It's like, should be like, what, 11:15 p.m.? So I think I hit all the points I wanted to hit on the show. Okay, so that means you got to be East Coast then. Julie Wig was so awful. Yikes. Yeah, I was able to see the whatever the scalp thing is called. So definitely a bad day in the township. She says she's not able to get to her normal hairdresser because she's trapped in a nightmare. So early in the morning over there, man. Well, thank you for sticking with us. Yeah, it's gonna. So this is a chit chat stream. Um, there basically are going to be chit chat streams between now and like next Wednesday. Okay, but only for about 4 or 5 hours at a time. Okay. Yeah, I think I hit all the points that I wanted to hit, and I think Amanda has some notes, but I may have already answered that in email. So I remember to go back and look at my email to see if I missed anything anybody wanted to put out. So Julie's actor wanted to cut her hair, but the showrunners wasn't sure if they need the long hair afterwards. Oh, okay, so it's a wig. Definitely a wig. Yeah, I am. It's 8:20 p.m. where I am. Yikes. I think at some point, half the cast is going to be gone. Okay. We'll check them out, Hannah. We'll check them out. Even the background characters. I'm wondering what happened to the pregnant person you found. What do you mean? Donna said her rounds saying goodbye. An interviewer once asked Randall if he saw a romance between him and Julie, and he immediately said no because of their age differences. Yeah, I think Julie is a minor even now. It may be Death Sunday. It may be Death's this Sunday with Kenny. You saying that she said her goodbyes with Kenny this Sunday? I mean, like, what do you mean? Yeah, Donna did say that. That could be foreshadowing that Donna's gonna sacrifice herself. Yeah, Julia's jailbait. I'm gonna hate seeing Donna go. They could have did more with her. That is true. Okay, that is true. I hope so too. I hope so too. Remember the show The Walking Dead? Somebody had fell into a pit of walkers and they survived without being bit. So if it's possible to survive a pit of walkers in The Walking Dead, I think it's possible to survive some scarecrows. They could have a bunch. Yeah, Glenn. Yeah, so they could basically have the background characters die at the cabin, and then the main characters they have plot armor. Right. So if they want to give you plot armor, they'll give you plot armor. They probably left all their weapons back in the main part of the township. Mm, okay. Okay. So Nordic, yeah, it does. Hopefully, we'll find out what the engravings on the talisman stones mean. 22 now, and guesses that ages early mid 30s. Okay. Well, in real life, but I mean, in the show, Julie is she probably is like real like in high school. Okay. Yeah. But you know what? In real life, it's like that. Hear stories of moms leaving their kids for like months to go play at the casino, or to go to someone's island and hang out. A Zubu symbol artistic. Okay, symbol resembles a Zubu symbolic artistic cursive like designs associated with angelic healing or spiritual energy. Similar designs linked to concepts like awakening or healing. I think I think shipping Julie to anyone may be a little bit problematic because the only person that Julie could be shipped to is Randall, and Randall's like, nah, we may end up defeating the evil side. I don't want to go to jail. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like that. Do not go to jail. Do not go to jail. Tabitha already gave him the mama bear talk too. Yeah. Julie and Kenny. But we know Julie's gonna survive because there's a future Julie. So we know that. I wish Julie would have yelled out for someone to like pull her out so we can know who's helping her as far as future Julie. because it might not be Randall. Right. I think she would. The way Tabitha was acting, I think she would. Imagine if Tabitha goes to Sophia complaining about Randall, and next thing you know, Randall's a goner. Yes, yeah, Randall is her ruins buddy for now. For now. Yeah, exactly. She's hard headed. She's hard headed. So, do you all like the chit chat streams? I'm just, getting feedback because it's a little bit easier for me to do a pre-show than a show than a chit chat stream, and kind of I've been noticing this is kind of a good format. Just wondering if everybody's like okay with it, as opposed to just me doing like a quote unquote show. Because with a chit chat stream using this like tablet, it is very difficult to pull up video and like pictures and stuff. I can screen share, but it's not going to be the same like when I'm doing like a quote unquote show. So it's going to be chit chats for at least till next week. So like when episode 5 comes out, we may be chit chatting about it over and over and over again. Okay. I know some people kind of like the idea of being able to zoom in on stuff and um, send me an email. I can quickly put up something and we can talk about it. With a chit chat, is literally, I can pull stuff up on my phone while talking to you on my tablet, but it's more like low budget. You might be mourning Donna next week. You may be mourning Ellis too. Yeah, I got the synopsis for um, episode 7 and 8. When that California guy came in and said that he's seen the entire season, I believe him. There's somebody right now who's watching season 5. They haven't even shot it yet. And he's looking at the script. So Mita, I got your Dropbox. I can't open it here. So yeah, you may. I mean, you don't have to. I can hold off till next week when I'm at my desktop. But yeah, you may have to. You may have to come in front of the class for this video you sent. So if they can wait till next week when I'm in front of a computer, cool. But it's going to be on the tablet. I won't be able to open it up on my phone and on my tablet. So yeah, if anybody has any videos they're going to send, you gotta come up on the panel and let us know in person. Pull up, pull up. You don't have to. I'm just saying. The Lover's tarot card becomes death and judgment. I don't know what's going on with that. So how do we get the Lover's card? I know we had the Hangman situation with Jim, but the Lover's card now? What's the Lover's card about? Well, I mean, it still can be a good one. We can either wait till next week or you can pull up. The panel link is pinned to the chat if anybody wants to pull up, but if not, I'm cool with a chit chat stream. I'm gonna chit chat for a little bit, and then I'll put on some music to lead the chat for anybody who wants to continue with the conversation as far as chatting to chatting. And I'm probably gonna get some dinner, call it a night. And just be watching the chat. I'll basically be in the chat with you. Yeah, someone else on the live stream I just did just says, taking Victor's drawings might be the best way to go to a certain place. So the question is, if you go by that logic, when will Victor draw a picture of Jim? Or really, instead of taking Victor's pictures, it could be just draw a picture and then take that with you. Okay. So someone put a comment, a guy named Mabdul, on the live stream I just did on the Parkland Media. He said, I think the man in yellow may go into some sort of hibernation after the massacre and wake up toward the end of next cycle to initiate the next massacre. He eats livers to fatten up like bears eat salmon. Julie may have distracted the man in yellow long enough, and help from the boy in white may have allowed child Victor to survive for enough time to survive for enough time to avoid the man in yellow before he went into hibernation. That may be how Victor survived. Well, Victor did say he saw the man in yellow munching on his mom, so I imagine that if the man in yellow can sense Julie and run after her, it probably is the same thing with Victor. Like, he sensed Victor as well, but he may have treated Victor differently. Maybe Victor reminded him of someone or something. Because my money is on Victor was munching on people, y'all. I'm not going to judge Victor if that's the case, but I think sooner or later you have to kind of accept that to survive a horror town, you got to do horrible things. Kimono Lady, Night Creatures, the voices, even the boy in white helped to trap Trick Boyd. Yeah, he did. Maybe the ballerina is a separate entity. Any thoughts? No, I think the ballerina just as bad. Remember, the ballerina had those worms that she was trying to put in Boyd's mouth while dancing with him. Yeah, I'm kind of with Christopher when he said that when he was talking to the boy in white. Everything lies here. Christopher said everything. He didn't say, not all. He didn't say kinda. He said everything lies here. All right, so your camera's on, Mita. Do you want your camera to be on? You can turn your camera off if you want to. You don't have to have your camera on. Let me know. I don't want to bring you up and you don't want your camera to be on. So I'm assuming you want your camera to be on. If you put anything in the private chat, I don't see it. Okay, so I'm bringing you on, Mita. Your camera's on. Just giving you a heads up. Okay, she left. It's all good. I wasn't sure if you wanted your camera to be on or not. So Melran says, I don't mean that the entity is good, just maybe one with a different agenda. I think they're all opposing agendas. So and the way I look at it, it's kind of like a zoo or a like a jungle. How you got a bunch of predators and you got prey. So the humans, I think, are prey, and the predators may not necessarily be fighting each other right now for prey, but they all kind of are. They all kind of have their own way of attacking the prey, and they're just not. They're just not really actively fighting each other. But the picture I showed on the stream we just did, maybe in the past they were fighting each other. Okay, that was by accident. I'm in sleep mode. Okay. Yeah, I was making sure. I was like, well, what's going on? I really like all this, learning other points of views, what I missed, and vice versa. Yeah. I'm coming on the last episode, Save the Space for Me, episode 10. Well, we might be too busy crying. Yeah, episode 10, we all might be too busy crying and falling out. I mean, imagine if we start off season 5 with like just 5 characters. Is he protected by the boy in white? Is he? Because the boy in white ditched him on the merry-go-round, and he said he hadn't seen the boy in white in a long time. I mean, how did Victor eat? You got the man in yellow. He was on the street that Victor was going to walk on. We know Victor went all the way to the merry-go-round to the side of where the Matthews' original home was. I mean, between that point and when Victor, I guess, first met Donna and other adults, it was him, the monsters, and the man in yellow. I mean, the man in yellow may have approached Victor. When Victor saw him munching on Miranda, Victor's stomach was growling. The man in yellow could have been like, you can't eat peaches forever. They're going to make you sick. And then the man in yellow may have given him something to eat. Victor ate it. And I don't know. 40 years is a long time on peaches. He said the boy in white told him where to hide and how to walk through the caves. Did he say, wait a minute. When did the boy in white do all this? Now, I know the boy in white talked to Victor and made the plan for Victor to go down to the caves and get with Tabitha when Victor was an adult. When Victor fell through, no, not when Victor, when Tabitha fell through the basement, season 1, episode, like, I think it was like 10. So I remember that. And Victor was down there, but that was when Victor was like in his 50s. I'm talking about Victor as 10-year-old, a teen, a young adult. Like when you and I were learning to drive at age 16, Victor may have been munching on people. When you and I were old enough to vote, Victor might have been munching on people. When you and I were old enough to drink, Victor may have been munching on people. When you and I were old enough to be like 25 plus and get a reduction on renting cars, Victor was munching on people. When you and I hit the dirty 30, Victor was munching on people. Maybe, all alleged, maybe. This is all theory. When when most people hit 40 and we're starting to slow down physically, Victor was munching on people. So Victor has spent decades in the township. Decades. He cannot go back to the real world. He would constantly be overwhelmed. He'd be equivalent to someone who went into prison at age like 18 and comes out at like 50 or 60 years old. You're done. You're done. There's nothing you can do except for get government assistance and live off the government. Remember that movie, Shawshank Redemption? That one older guy who was forced to get out? He was trying to work at the grocery store. He said things were moving too fast. That's how Victor would be. Remember, Victor was debating with Ethan about the internet existing. Victor went in the late 70s. So to Victor, a flat screen TV would blow his mind. A cell phone, the internet, planes, that would blow Victor's mind. Season 1, episode 10, and season 2, episode 1 is about Tabitha and her plan B. Yeah, it was. That's the only time that we know of Victor getting coached by the boy in white to navigate the caves. I'm telling you, like, I think we should be prepared. I don't know anything for sure, but I'm thinking we should be prepared that Victor may tell Henry, I survived by having to munch on people. And this is who I am. That's why when people eat dinner in the diner, you never see me in there. I'm full. I've been full for a while. I see people in the diner eating on food. I'm thinking about eating on them. Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah. The boy in white appears to young Victor after the massacre and tells him where to go and survive. When was this? Because the boy in white told Victor, instead of burying the bodies, to bury their most precious item. That's what Victor was saying to Sarah. And that's really the extent of the boy in white and Victor's conversation as far as the bodies. And then as far as when Victor left the root cellar, the boy in white was like, come on and follow me. The boy in white got on the merry-go-round and disappeared. So the boy in white guided Victor and showed him things. Season 1, episode 4, later expanded. But see, season 1, episode 4, there wasn't any conversation between Victor and the boy in white because season 1, episode 4 is A Rock and a Faraway, where Victor was telling Ethan that he did not arrive in the 2 cars and he didn't want to talk about his past, talking about Victor talking to Ethan. And then in the flashback of Victor being in the township, at the massacre, there wasn't any dialogue. And in season 3, with the flashbacks, it was Victor telling Sarah and Tabitha what the boy in white told Christopher about the answers at the end or at the beginning. And Christopher saying, everything lies here. Only time that there was conversation about someone being able to hide was Victor talking about Eloise. Unless I missed something, because the flashbacks and the memories were talking about boy in white talking to Christopher mentioning Eloise knew good places to hide. Victor talking to Sarah and telling Sarah that when he came up from the root cellar and saw all the bodies, he couldn't hide them. And the boy in white told him to hide their most precious items, and he had them in the suitcase that he showed Sarah. And that's when Sarah and Victor started okay, your camera's on me. Did you mean for your camera to be on? Hold up. So your camera's on. You sure I'm ready to bring you up? Are you sure? Okay, so you're coming up. I'm bringing you up. Okay, I got a thumb up. Okay, hey.
Hey, how are you?
If you're talking, you're muted, or I can't hear the volume.
Can't hear the volume. Hold on. No, can you hear me now?
You're unmuted.
All right. So you know how tonight's episode was like all.
Okay, maybe it was me. Okay, I should hear you now.
Okay. So you know how like tonight's episode was like all crazy with just like a whole bunch of theories. So I wanted to do something really, really funny for the community. You ready?
I'm ready.
It depends
on what it is.
Step
though,
one.
Now. Nothing crazy, right?
No.
Crazy, right?
Rated G. All right. So you know how when people be having like crazy theories, this is what you have a name for them?
Yeah.
Who am I turning into? Wait, it gets funnier. Who am I turning into?
Martin?
Fatima is Martin. Isn't that what you be saying?
Fatima's Martin.
Yeah.
We're going to meme you, Martin. We're going to meme. Too late. We're going to use that.
That's good.
Hold on,
So
put
I'm
it
in the
out
East
again.
Coast and it's almost 12 o'clock and I'm going to bed or whatever like that. But for next week, I'm going to be on the panel and I have
Okay.
and it has like wrinkles and all that. Look, and I'll
Oh
wear this.
wow.
I'll wear this for you. When it starts
There
to
it
go a
is.
little loopy and crazy,
There it is.
there it is. Exactly.
There it
Fun
is.
times.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
good night. Have a good week and stuff like that. And chit chat next week.
Okay, for sure.
All right. Bye. Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
I don't know how to turn this off though. Hold on.
Oh, I
Let
got
me
you
just.
right here. So there it is. Mita has officially become the next Fatima is Martin meme. There it is. Oh man. Yeah, everyone's like, it's nice to see you. See you soon. Goodbye. Sweet dreams. Yeah, we got a new Fatima's Martin meme. We got it, y'all. We got it. I mean, well, nothing's gonna be Fatima's Martin, so it'll be Mita is Martin. Will be the alternative to the Fatima is Martin. There it is. There it is. Oh man, y'all, that made my night. That made my night to get another meme to add to the collection. Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, did everybody like the pre-show and the show? We went through everything, and then it's gonna be some chit chats until like next Wednesday when I get back into town. So yeah, I'm in Las Vegas. I'm gonna be traveling to the South for some graduation ceremonies this weekend. Gonna be going to Arkansas or Arkansas. So I'll probably do some chit chats while there, and I got a layover in Dallas, Texas. I think it's Thursday. So yeah, Fatima is a retired Marine since when? I appreciate it. So Fatima is now a retired Marine, or are we saying that Fatima is Martin because Martin's a Marine? Right, same thing I was saying. What? What is this business? What? Maybe he's thinking about Abby. Yeah. Yeah, there's new people to the Frumily, new people to the Fruminators. So I when people get details mixed up like that, I don't consider that to be a Fatima's Martin. It's just that some people may have just watched. They may have been watched seasons 1 through 3, and they just kind of like they're new, so maybe they may have a couple of details mixed up. Um, it's all good because I've heard people ask, is Boyd the one that is in yellow? Is it Boyd in yellow? No, it's the man in yellow. Oh, okay. Fruminator. There we go. Fruminator. The Fruminators. Yeah. See the so it's some people that's new to the Fruminators. And if somebody asks, oh, isn't Tabby over Colony House? I'm like, no, that's Donna over Colony House. Oh, okay. Wasn't Tien Chen Lu the bus driver? No, that's Bacta. Bacta is the bus driver. Oh, okay. Isn't it Casper the dummy? No, it's Jasper. It's Jasper the dummy. Oh, okay. And then every now and then you'll hear someone say, I think Tabitha was Christopher, and I think Jade was Miranda. It's like, oh, okay, okay, okay. After waiting that year and a half, I was even questioning myself. What? Who was that? When? Where? Haha. Yeah. Then became obsessed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It happens to the best of us. You can't type tonight. I can't talk tonight. Happens to the best of us. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still can't believe that California guy came in rattling off a bunch of stuff, said, trust me, bro, trust me. And I was like, have you seen the entire season? Are these spoilers? Are you talking about leaks? Or are these theories? I've seen everything. Oh, okay, put you in timeout. He never came back. So that's how like he was giving like details, and that's what I'm like, okay, it's one thing to have a theory. Usually on a live stream, if somebody has a theory, it'd be like one sentence. He was dropping off paragraphs, and I'm like, oh, you dropping paragraphs? Yeah, it's time to get you. It's time to pump your brakes. Time to pump your brakes. But yeah, I think with From, it's so many leaks. The entire season is going to be out, and I think it's one of those things where you really can't stop the leaks just because people are using press credentials to get the entire season, and then they're playing it for people on Discord, and then those people are going to comment section spilling out leaks and spoilers and stuff, and then you got content creators who are putting spoilers out there and then kind of masking them as theories. It's just like there's no way you really can the only way you really can combat from that is you give people one version of episodes to review, and then on MGM Plus will be like the real version. That's what Marvel does. Marvel will shoot a scene, they'll shoot like 4 different types of like scenes for every type of scene. So it'd be like basically 4 versions of the movie. So, oh wow. See, I didn't know about that. They sell it on the dark web too. Yeah, see. So basically, what Marvel does is they'll make like 4 different versions of their movies. So if stuff does leak, they know who the leakers are, and they'll like prevent those people from getting stuff in the future. Yeah, it is such a good show. There is so much content on YouTube alone. Yeah, it is like the trolls on video games. I'm a nice person, I think. Yeah. I wouldn't even follow channels with press credentials, too much nodding and winking at things they already know. Well, the way you know that people have press credentials, number one, let's say hypothetically, I forgot the name of the guy that pulled the rope up at the Lake of Tears at the end of episode 4. But let's just say he dies episode 5. So if he dies episode 5, which airs Sunday, and then he's doing an interview on Monday with people okay, Roger, okay. So for the actor who plays Roger to do interviews like the same day or next day after his character dies, the only way you could know to book him to do an interview that quickly after his character died is if you've seen all the episodes before the season premiere to know to book him for an interview the day his character or day after his character dies. So basically people who do interviews with the actors, not all, But a lot of them who do interviews with the actors and actresses, they're able to do interviews like the day after their character dies, like with Tien Chan Lu or with Jim or Father Khatri. They're able to get the interviews very quickly like that because they already know this character is going to die because they've already seen the episodes early. So like E-Man News and Reviews, you know he gets the episodes early. And nothing wrong with that because they're supposed to be critics. They're supposed to be critics and they're supposed to be doing like spoiler-free reviews and even a spoiler review after something drops. Like another way you know someone has press credentials is because they're giving a spoiler review the same minute the actual episode drops. They'll have something like premiering or whatever. So those are the two main ways you know they're getting the episodes early. And nothing wrong with that. It's just that a lot of people are also abusing the system. And you can kind of tell because they'll say, we're going to do a watch party in Discord. And when you think about it, okay, nothing wrong with doing a watch party when an episode airs. But if they're doing a watch party in Discord and they're getting the episodes early, it's more than likely they're showing people the entire season in Discord, and that's how the spoilers are getting out there. So the honest ones tell you outright they've already seen them. Yeah, the honest ones. Like, to me, the honest ones are the ones that do a spoiler-free review, and they say, hey, I've already seen episodes 1 through 6, spoiler-free review, and then they give their spoiler-free review, and they focus on doing reviews, spoiler-free review, and the interviews, they keep it like that. The dishonest ones, there's a lot of them. You can pretty much tell because they're dropping their video the same minute the episode airs, plus they're giving interviews right when a character dies or right afterwards, and it's like you're getting the episodes early, but they never do a spoiler-free review, which is the whole purpose of getting the episodes early. So, or you'll hear someone say, this content creator always gets everything right. They do research and this and that. Like somebody came to the chat, I think maybe it was last week, and someone said, yeah, somebody guessed that Julie was going to time travel. And I'm like, okay. I asked the person, maybe you all were here, maybe you weren't. I was like, well, how did that content creator come to the conclusion that Julie was going to be time traveling? And they were like, oh, they did research. I'm like, what research did they do? And the person really couldn't just say. It was just a bunch of nonsense. And I'm like, if there was going to be time travel in the show, it would make sense if it was Ethan or maybe even Tabitha or Jade, because those seem like they'd be time travel type characters. And this was like the only time you would be able to like theorize on that would be like, let's say season 1, or maybe even season 2. Because you could say, well, Tabitha may be time traveling because of season 1, episode 9, when she went up the lighthouse and she saw Jim at the very top and then saw Ethan's items. So you could say that for Tabitha. And then for Ethan, he had the scene in the RV. Maybe he time traveled and saw the Lake of Tears and all that. And then with Jade, you can maybe say Jade, because it seemed like Jade was trying to figure out stuff and was talking about the radio idea with Jim. So you could say Jim, Jade, Tabitha, and Ethan, maybe they were time traveling, if you're going to give a theory. But Julie just seemed highly unlikely, even after season 2, when she was possessed by the cicadas. I mean, nobody would have guessed that she would have had abilities. But, so anybody who quote unquote guessed, before season 3, you probably saw the entire season 3 and was like, oh, I think Julie's going to time travel. So the idea of time traveling being in the show, I mean, everybody thought it's got to be time travel, multiverse, because that's the stuff that's going on right now with Marvel and other like superhero stuff and other TV shows like, you know, Dark. I have not seen Dark, but I heard Dark was about time travel. It would make sense for there to be time travel elements and maybe even multiverse elements because the show was advertised as being science fiction. But to say that Julie was time traveling, you had to have seen the episodes early, in my opinion. But, you know, I'm not really here to police anyone. I say, you know, do what you do because it's not my show, not my studio. I just know that there's a lot of people that when they go to make a video and a season is an off season, you can kind of tell they really haven't thought about the show in depth because when they make their like quote unquote theory videos, there's just no logic on how they get to, oh yeah, Baphomet is the show's about Baphomet. Or the entire town's a reincarnation. And you're like, well, how do you come to that conclusion? You know, not really just trying to dispute anyone or kick anyone's back in. And then when they start saying stuff like, you know, oh, well, the Nkui kids and this and that, it's like, what? So Jade and Tabitha are the only ones to see the Nkui kids, but you think that everyone's a reincarnation because of Jade and Tabitha being reincarnated? So it's just like, what the heck? Or, yeah, I thought like maybe, yeah, Jim, it would make sense for Jim to time travel because time travel is associated with science fiction, but not Julie. They come for 3. We've seen in the trailer he's going for Marielle, so next are Julie and Randall. Yeah, it could be. That could be the man in yellow as far as that nursery rhyme. But I mean, to me, the nursery rhyme was like a season 2 thing, and like if anyone's coming for Marielle, Randall, and Julie, it's because of they now have a connection to the township because of the whole supernatural cicadas. Okay, you're going to need a chart board for Dark. For Dark. Not a chart board. Oh, you know what? Are you? Let's see. I think you're added. Okay, there you are. What's going on, Michael? How are you? Welcome. Your mic is muted. Okay.
Oh, am I on now?
Yep, you are. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I just figured I'd come on and say hi.
Hey, what's going on? Hello.
And I gotta agree with you. If people are predicting things, they should be able to give you their like actual line of logic and not just be like, you know, oh, I just thought this one thing. It's like, well, why? I don't know.
Right, because they'll come with like really extensive details.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you how I came to the prediction that they're probably going to do shrooms to unlock their past lives.
Okay, that was your theory?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, right around the time that season 3 was kind of wrapping up, because you had all the stuff in kind of the first half of season 3 with Tabby in Henry's basement and all the paintings and all that sort of thing, and he was talking about Miranda's past life visions, and he had said that all of this started when she dropped acid in the park, and then after that she started seeing visions of the past quote unquote chosen people. Which we later found out were, past lives of the, reincarnated, mother figure. And so I had pretty much come to the idea that, if they want to, reconnect with their past lives, then they should recreate Miranda's, accidental vision quest in the park. And there was a specific, I think, foreshadowing line between Randall and Julie on the way to the ruins the first time, where she's like, well, why are we going out here? And he jokes, oh, I'm going out to, forage for mushrooms, like chanterelles or something like that. He's like, haha, just kidding. And I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty direct foreshadowing. So I think at some point they're hopefully going to try and recreate Miranda's accidental vision quest under the tree by introducing some type of hallucinogenic whatever, like indigenous shamans would do with like peyote or ayahuasca or magic mushrooms in this case. So I was like, I think maybe Randall will have to go and like forage for something out in the forest to enable that. They kind of went the more direct route with Jay just kind of stumbles on him, but but that was kind of my line of thought.
Makes sense. I was thinking that maybe Henry was going to bring something with him, some type of drug or something. But yeah, mushrooms in the township, that's believable.
Mm-hmm.
That is believable. What would not be believable is someone saying that the man in yellow is really Sophia and that he's going to shapeshift into Sophia and Sophia is not a separate character because of
reasons.
Yeah, because Ethan's wearing blue, because Ethan was wearing yellow, Boyd was wearing yellow, this other person was wearing yellow, so maybe the man in yellow is going to be almost any and everybody, and he's going to shapeshift and be Sophia, and Sophia's not going to be a separate character. So people were kind of doing stuff like that, and I think what it is that people don't like to be wrong, especially if they're selling video. They don't want to appear to be wrong, I guess, to an audience, and they don't want people to like lose faith in whatever skill that they may or may not have. And when it boils down to it, I mean, people like who they like as far as channels and content. And I think people see like a viewership decline and they panic. And then they're like, well, you know what? Let me just get the episodes early and just throw leaks and spoilers out there to keep attention of an audience because they're making money. And it's a little bit disgusting because
it's disingenuous. Yeah,
disingenuous, and because some people, they don't really want to be spoiled, and now you kind of take that choice away from them, especially when you're just giving nothing but spoilers. I mean, I think it's all good to kind of guess and do theories and say, well, in this video, or not video, but this episode I saw this thing, and this other episode I saw the other thing, and maybe the swing code creature raised Victor when he was young, and that's how he was able to survive, or maybe there were other adults in town, but Victor forgot or something and just didn't know or didn't remember. And now my theory is that the man in yellow, while munching on people, did not attack Victor, maybe took pity on him and showed Victor how to eat people to survive. Some may disagree with that. It's just, when you think about it, how many peaches could be in a peach truck to last for, let's say, 10 years? And let's say you do 10 years worth of peaches and you've been there 40 plus years. What else are you eating? Because you more than likely
you've got other buildings like the diner and the Colony House and the school/hospital that could potentially have storage or something. Well, and it also seems like occasionally the town provides, it seems like. But
well, the town will provide like fruits and vegetables, but that stuff has to be planted. We're talking about a 10-year-old from Maine.
But does it have to be planted? Because I mean, they clearly found stuff out by the lake. We haven't seen anyone plant that. So I mean, it seems like maybe it provides in some circumstances, like if you need something, kind of like Jade manifested mushrooms that he needed.
Well, do you think that Victor being 10 after seeing the massacre and the man in yellow eating his mom would?
Oh, I think that'd fuck him up.
Right. I think it would mess him up. I don't think he would be exploring the forest on his own, seeing the man.
Immediately.
Well, I mean, because Victor he does the pace counting, but I think when he was growing up, he was more focused on hiding, especially if you got the man in yellow who can sense you, knows you. Victor knows the man in yellow, and the man in yellow is eating people. Let's say if the man in yellow was antagonistic to Victor, Victor's going to have to constantly be hiding during the day and at night because the monsters come out at night. So Victor wouldn't really have time to self-teach. I mean, this is my opinion. I could be wrong, but you're talking about a 10-year-old seeing horrific things, including someone eating his mom. He has to hide.
He absolutely has PTSD.
Right. So he has to hide from the man in yellow during the day, hide from the monsters at night. There's no talisman stones. And
well, it sounds like the boy in white helped with at least some of that, because I mean, Victor says that he was his friend for a really long time until at some point he, went away to the point where he forgot that he even existed. Thought he was like an imaginary friend. But for a long time he was there. So you assume he was helping to, make sure that Victor would at least survive.
Well, do you think the boy in white? Well, do you think the boy in white, as cryptic as he talks, as how he was talking to Christopher, and Christopher was saying everything lies here? The boy in white being cryptic, not really being helpful back then during Christopher's time period, and then not being helpful now. Do you think the boy in white would help?
I think it was more helpful during Christopher's time.
Oh, how so?
Well, I mean, you have the conversation between Victor and the boy in white at the bottle tree when he goes to chop it down, and so he says to the boy in white, I thought you were my friend, and he says, I am, and he says, well, then why don't you help? And he says, well, because I tried with Christopher, but essentially things went badly. We know that Christopher clearly rejected whatever revelations the boy in white was trying to impress upon him. And we don't know exactly what happened after that, whether he had a hand in the massacre or not. But after that, it sounds like the boy in white is now trying to be a little bit more circumspect and not directly intervene. Like he's not just directly info dumping onto Tabitha or Jade, because it went, poorly in past cycles. And so now he's kind of trying something new. But I think that at that time, he was still in kind of that mode of trying to, be helpful. I mean, at least that seems to be my read on the narrative at any rate. And so I think that he tried at least to help, Victor survive in this place, make sure he'd be okay before the boy in white kind of faded away, and because he didn't think Victor needed him anymore at that point. But that was probably, whatever, 10, 20, 30 years ago.
I could see that. I mean, I would hope that versus Victor eating people.
Right.
Because
we definitely need more information. Yeah.
Oh, say again?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we definitely need more information. So I'm hoping they give us a lot more backstory of, kind of exactly what went on, with the massacre, and then, kind of the immediate aftermath.
Yeah, because I mean, just the idea.
Big flashing question marks.
Because I mean, just the idea that the boy in white, let's say if he did help Victor, which I hope so, I would hope that in addition to helping Victor survive, he would tell him information that can be used to possibly leave the township, defeat the monsters, defeat the man in yellow, and do something productive. Because so far it seems like the boy in white, since trying with Christopher, has been hands off. And I don't know, just him being cryptic with Tabitha. He did help Sarah get into the faraway tree to escape the elements. So there is that piece. And then...
And it kind of led Victor into the colony house during the massacre.
He did. And he also had the plan with Victor as to get Tabitha from the cave system when Tabitha fell to the basement. So maybe the boy in white kind of helps in his own way, and he picks and chooses to help and how to help.
Yeah, and it seems like this kind of selective visibility. He kind of appears to who he wants to and when he wants to. So like Sarah saw him, but Boyd didn't. And then, both Henry and Tabitha saw him.
So we have Mel Ryan. So Mel Ryan, 8312 says, the boy in white helped Victor, but I do not believe it's good, or he's good. Well, why? Okay, if the boy in white is helping Victor, what would make the boy in white bad? Now, to me, the reason why I think the boy in white is negative is because he pushed Tabitha out of the lighthouse without having a conversation with her before doing that. While she was in Maine, he didn't give her any instruction or tell her what to do. When she came back, season 3 in the ambulance, he didn't say anything to her. When she got back, he did finally eventually say something to her season 4 when Henry and Tabitha were in the forest. But even then, he just basically was not going to make himself known unless Tabitha never looked over and saw him. The only time the boy in white really made himself known is with Sarah and when Victor was chopping down a faraway tree. If anything, I would say that there's something special about Sarah to make the boy in white intervene as opposed to any other character on the show. Because when Victor came into the township, the boy in white didn't greet him like the boy in white greeted Ethan when Ethan was in Colony House. I think Victor told Sarah the first time he met the boy in white was right after he came from the root cellar at the massacre. So Victor wasn't really special. He didn't come in the two-car. He didn't come in a two-car event.
I mean, he must have since Miranda was one of the two parents, and they come. Excuse me, they come on the same day. So I assume that Miranda and Christopher both arrived on the same day.
Yeah,
I think there was a drawing of a car crash, if I remember correctly, between a car and a school bus. So my assumption is that maybe Christopher was on the school bus. But I'm assuming that they had to have come on the same day, since that's that kind of auspicious the coming of two people at the same time kind of trope that Victor talks about in the first episode or two of the series. Two cars coming at the same time hasn't happened in a really long time. It's special. Why? Do you know why? And it seems like we kind of now know that it's because it was the two parents that have been reincarnated and are being brought back into From to kind of resume the quest, as it were.
See, I was thinking that too till Victor told Ethan that he saw two cars come into the township. I wish I had.
And I kind of think that's just Victor having a bad memory. I'm assuming it was his car plus Christopher's that came, and it was 40 years ago, and so he just has shitty memory. But who knows?
What could be. Let's see. Because it could be that he has a bad memory. That could be a thing, but then that also would apply to everything, including the boy in white being his friend. Let's see. I'm not on the computer to really play this part, but let's see. You may be able to hear this. I'm going to try to play it from my phone.
You need to be the one to lead these people home. Because if it's so long since he went away, I started to think it was just a dream. The first time I saw him was right before the two cars came. Not you two cars, the first two cars. What?
Yeah, so I don't know if you were able to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when Victor said that, he could have a bad memory. Yeah,
I mean, that definitely does question the timeline.
But just him saying that to Ethan, talking about when the first two cars came, it sounds like he's talking about two cars that he witnessed. I mean, we do see drawings of him drawing two cars. And it seems like he draws stuff that he observes, not necessarily what he's like a part of. So he wouldn't draw Jim manhandling him in the diner because he was like involved in that. But everything else he's drawn has been things that he's observed.
I mean, it seems to draw meteorites, various types.
Yeah. So you
I mean,
could you could be right. You know, Victor could have a bad memory and he could be remembering it incorrectly because he does have the trauma. And then you're talking about like he's in a 50-year-old body, and that
still
was like
mentality of the cycle.
40 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't remember stuff that when I was 10. So you're right. He could be wrong, and he really came in a two-car when two cars entered the township, not observing them.
Yeah, and it could just be that he remembers they were around the same time, and he thought that it was before, but maybe it was just after they arrived, or who knows.
Yeah, so Rick Costa says, so when two cars show up at once, that's when all hell breaks loose. Seems to be, because when Victor was a child, there were two vehicles show up at once, and then you got a massacre. We don't know a time period from when the two vehicles arrived to the massacre, but there was a massacre, and then now it seems like there's going to be something major either this Sunday or somewhere in season 4. It may be like another massacre, and maybe this time more than one person survives.
And there was a live stream a couple of weeks ago where we were talking about the mural down in the caves that the kind of monsters keep their own sort of like history. And if you read it from left to right, it actually pretty much reads as the progression of each cycle. So on the very left-hand side, you have basically what's like two boats arriving, which is essentially like the two parents like initially arriving after they're reincarnated. After that, you see the root sign. So that's essentially like the kind of the father figure starts seeing that symbol, kind of like Christopher saw it and started drawing it in his journal over and over again. And then Jade started seeing it. After that, you have like the big, red blobby thing, which appears to be the rebirth ceremony and kind of the afterbirth being shed or whatever. After that, you have the whatever it is, 10 or 20, red-looking bodies, which is probably a massacre of some kind. And at the very right-hand side, you have kind of the two circles next to each other, which I think actually represents mitosis, or basically cell division, i.e., kind of like the rebirth then of the two parents after they've died, and then the cycle starts over again. And so if you kind of read it that way, then that's kind of a blueprint for kind of how each cycle progresses. Essentially, you have the arrival of two, vehicles or two groups at the same time, which is kind of the two parents being brought back into Fromville with, their kind of supporting cast. And then you have the rest of the kind of progression. Then eventually massacre, and then, the rebirth, and it starts over again.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems to be kind of the auspiciousness of the two things arriving at one time. Is that like one of them has kind of the reincarnated mother, the other one has the reincarnated father. That's kind of the start of the next cycle or whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. That same thing I saw when I saw the cave painting. It's a shame that Tabitha got a glimpse of it, and then everything from the debris from her house came down and covered it up. Because it would have been interesting to see someone like Jade navigate the cave system and he see it. Maybe even Boyd look at it while he was down there after seeing Smiley be reborn. Maybe even Kenny going into that chamber and looking at it. Like having more eyes on it would have helped people to kind of understand what they have going on. But I think really Tabitha and Jade.
The yellow warning, knowledge comes at a cost, or no, sorry, you shouldn't be digging in that basement, because they didn't want them falling through and seeing the mural that would kind of clue them into what's going on each cycle, because that knowledge comes at a cost eventually.
Right. So with the man in yellow giving that warning on the radio, there really was no point. There was no time at that moment to stop Tabitha from digging because she had been digging for so long. I would even argue that maybe the boy in white would have been a person to tell them, don't dig in your basement, don't dig in the home, don't deface the buildings. Because if Jim would have never had made the radio, Tabitha probably would have still fell through the basement. And then you can't really look at the cave painting. But I think Tabitha and Jade looking at the cave painting with their eyes opened, like what happened after season 3, episode 10, they would have looked at it and may have had like a different perspective. Because that cave painting may have been applicable to cave painting times like that. I can't think of the actual time where people actually wrote on walls. I mean, people do it now, but people mainly put symbols on paper, on buildings, on objects that are easier to write on versus using paint on a wall. So that cave painting may have only been applicable for like when the original townspeople arrived, maybe before they made the Faustian bargain, maybe the cave painting was made by one of them receiving a prophecy, or maybe made by the kimono woman. But Jade and Tabitha could have looked at that with their eyes opened, and they could have said, you know what, this was how it was originally. Here are the...
Well, Victor says that they essentially kind of keep their own history or whatnot. So I mean, it seems like that was kind of a chronicling of like the stuff that goes on. I'm assuming after, the original bargain or whatnot. Just so the monsters themselves kind of have a record of, what goes on each cycle, so that, they sort of know. As you figure by now, they know that when, 2 cars or whatever show up at the same time, probably means next cycle's starting. The reincarnated mother and father just showed up, which I think is why Toby ended up dying, is that they knew that 2 cars had just come, and they thought they could, take a pot shot at, Jade, since Toby had just arrived in town. He was the first one to get there. So they're like, kill that guy. Except it was Toby, not Jade, because Jade had been, handcuffed to the car by Boyd. Kind of accidentally saved his life, I think.
So David says, Victor said it was the monsters drawing the cave painting. Well, he did say they make their own pictures, right, or their own stuff. But for all we know, it could have been before they became monsters. Because while they're, because if you think about it, okay, if the monsters know everyone's name and they're monsters, they more than likely have already made the Faustian bargain, as because they're monsters, and then they already know a lot of stuff that they more than likely didn't know when they first arrived. So in the left part of the cave painting where you said the people arrived in boats, I imagine that's the original townspeople arriving on boats, and one of them or a couple of them may have gotten the prophecy, and that's why they put it on the wall as a cave painting to record what they may have observed as a vision or what was told to them or what have you. But after they made the Faustian bargain, I mean, at that point, there really isn't a need to keep a record because they're now with the evil side, and things like knowing everyone's name, having foreshadow or forethought to know when people are going to arrive to town, that may be like in their mind supernaturally. An example would be when the ambulance came into the township with Tabitha, Henry, Acosta, and the paramedics, there was a female monster laid out on the road right next to the church, where you basically exit from when you go through the town from the barn. So for the female monster to be there, and like Randall was telling Boyd, that they're all creatures of habit and they do the same thing every night, but that night they did not do what they normally do as far as a pattern. I would imagine the monsters knew that the ambulance was going to come into town, and laying across the road was a great way to get them to exit their vehicle.
Oh yeah, so they totally lay traps. I mean, they did in the barn, and yeah, they did with the ambulance.
Right.
So they had some foreknowledge of it.
So at that point, I mean, writing stuff down, to me wouldn't seem like probable, just because you would think that they're connected to the township to where they know things that doesn't necessarily need to be recorded. So, in my opinion, when they first arrived to the township and they were still human before making a Faustian bargain for eternal life, maybe then they did the cave painting. But like after they made a deal and after they sacrificed their children, I think at that point it's like they're now they know everything they need to know to do whatever they want to do, which is be monstrous and more than likely eat people. And I was just responding to the comment about Victor said the monster is drawing the cave painting. I think the original townspeople did. So technically, I mean, they were monstrous, but I think that'd be the only, because I mean, if they were writing on walls with cave paintings, there'd be more than one cave painting. I think they stopped needing to like write stuff down once they started to just aligning themselves with the evil side.
Well, it seems like one of the symbols is the root, whatever the root sign, what the kids saw from, beneath when they were being sacrificed. So I mean, that itself is recorded there. So I don't know whether the mural is just kind of like the original progression of the bargain and then the massacre and then the rebirth, or because I mean that sign is there specifically. And presumably at some point after that, those roots then morphed into the original bottle tree or whatnot.
Yeah, I agree.
Which presumably would have been later at some point.
So David says, I view the monsters as the arrivals. They are reincarnated because they sacrifice children. So I think the monsters have the eternal life, and I don't think they're reincarnated. I only think Jade and
they're reborn.
We're reborn, yeah. But as far as like same soul, different life, I think it's just like when Smiley was reborn, that you got the same dude. And it's more like that it reincarnated. It's like eternal life where he's reborn somehow. And I guess like Smiley was the first one for it to happen to, because the monsters were looking at each other after Boyd gave Smiley the worms, like, what is going on? What is this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it seems like it must have happened before, since they have the image of the rebirth on the mural. So I mean, it seems like that would have happened at least once before for them to draw it.
Well, that could have been a prophecy. You know how when Ethan was in the RV and he saw the Lake of Tears, he saw a spider come down from the ceiling. It could have been like premonition.
Could be.
Hopefully, go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, I mean, that could be.
Yeah, hopefully in the show they clear up with the cave painting. Like,
yeah,
there's someone that kind of maybe uncovers the rocks where they see another cave painting somewhere, and it's like, oh, okay, this is what everything is. I mean, I don't think we need it for it to be broken down, but there's so many things where we can kind of think, well, this is what it means to me, but it would be nice to get a definitive answer versus a mystery like Brian Kelly. Like, how does Boyd serve with a Brian Kelly, and then a Brian and a Kelly arrive on a bus? Or how does Marielle, who's the fiance of Christy, arrive on the same bus as Elgin, who has had prophetic dreams about Frumville before arriving in the township? It would be nice to know a definitive answer, to know, okay, are we right or not? Were we close or not? Or do we not get a definitive answer and we're just kind of like left coming up with our own answers? Because I think Lost was kind of like that, where at the end, there was an ending in the church where I guess you like everybody dies and you basically are waiting for other people to die too before you all go to the afterlife together. But it'd be nice to get an actual explanation versus it being similar to like a Canadian show or a Canadian movie where you have to look stuff up. You have to go to lore to know what you just watched.
Well, I mean, they have stuff kind of mapped out from, start to finish and all the lore and all that stuff, and that the ending should be comprehensible. So, I mean, hopefully they'll give us the majority of that lore stuff, kind of the, I don't know, explanations of, why people are chosen to come to Fromville or whatever, but I don't know, we'll see.
So Rick says, taking y'all to bed with me, no funny business. Okay. I saw something at the bottom. To me, it's crazy. Nobody ever threw a Molotov cocktail to try to burn the creatures. They should do that. Why not set them on fire? I mean, they burned Smiley's body. Why not just burn them while they're alive? We did see Smiley jump back when Boy swiped at Smiley's neck with the, I guess it was a pocket knife or something. We did see Smiley jump, kind of jump back, which is defensive, before Boy put the worms in Smiley's neck. So maybe the neck has something to do with it. But I imagine that burning them should yield some type of favorable result. But then again, in the township, they probably don't have many options as far as weapons besides firearms. And the firearms don't really do much to actually put them down.
Well, I know they were going to go into the caves and burn them all with ethanol, but then they ended up not doing that.
Yeah, that was Kenny.
But can you imagine if they did that and then suddenly had like a Village of the Damned situation going on? Literally everyone in town gets pregnant at once.
I could see that. I can see that now. I could see From doing some weird stuff like that.
That would be horrifying, Carl.
So David says, but everyone that sees the fallen tree is probably reincarnated as well. But the story is just focusing on 12, like we just focus on the 12 zodiacs out of 88 zodiacs. Well, that means the priest that Sophia killed was reincarnated. He saw the tree. Really, everybody has seen the tree. So, I mean, the idea of everyone being reincarnated, then in my opinion, that means Jim was reincarnated. And then like when Jade played the song on the violin at the faraway bottle tree, Jim's eyes should have been open too. And Jim should have been able to see the Nkui kids, unless if the Nkui kids are just a Jade and Tabitha thing and everyone's reincarnated. I think it's possible.
I mean, it's just the two that get reincarnated each cycle. I mean, doesn't seem like they've given too much evidence of anyone else being specifically like reincarnated.
So I agree.
I don't know.
So that means, and if let's say hypothetically, instead of being two reincarnated people, which is evidence of that, everyone's reincarnated. I think everybody in the From universe would be a reincarnate, if that's the case. Like reincarnation is like there is no afterlife. You just get reincarnated. I mean, if that's the route they're going, okay, cool. So that means Tien Chen Lu should show back up. Father Khatri should show back up a different way. That means before the end of the season, there should be someone saying, "Hey, I was Father Khatri, and now I'm this person," or "Hey, I was Nathan, now I'm this person."
Except it seems like it's in linear time. I mean, so if someone was reincarnated, it seems like it would take another 30 years for them to grow up and then come back to Fromville or whatever, and unless
Yeah.
it was someone from like a previous cycle or something. But.
Yeah, here I don't really believe in wrong answers or bad answers. I believe in like good data in, good data out, bad data in, bad data out. So I'm open for everyone being reincarnated and open to the road resembling an infinity sign. So I have not seen the road resembling an infinity sign, but it's possible. The road they drove through town when they enter and loop back is an infinity symbol. They curve left near the barn, past the diner, and curve right to exit. Could be, because I mean, they're going in a straight line, but it's really a circle. It could be a curve taking them back into the township. I could see that. I could see that. Maybe in the show they may present that. Okay, I can see that. Another person saying that Henry is suspect. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that do not like Henry, do not like Clara, do not like Donna. They're suspicious. I think there's an argument for it.
I think Henry's fine personally. I mean, he doesn't seem to know what's gone on with anyone for the last 40 years. Clara, they just haven't given much to do. Just kind of a recurring extra with not too much else going on so far. Kind of like the Jock Monster, they've only brought back like twice. Haven't really done anything with him.
So Mike says in the original script, Father Khatri was named Father Kelly. Okay. That would have been another Kelly. Okay, so Mel Ryan does not trust Henry. So I'm not killing any monsters because I'm not getting knocked up and bringing one back. Well, that's a good reason to keep them around. That is a good reason to keep them around. But we saw
find a good way to imprison them without actually killing them.
We did see pregnant people in the township, so maybe they're giving birth to monsters. You say you don't want that smoke? Well, you have to let everyone else in the township know that, because what if Sophia, wanting to prove God is real, does something to kill a monster? Everyone else is clapping like seals, but then now you're late. Someone else brought up pregnancy, not just me. Well, Amanda, this is after you brought it up first, though. See, Nicole is saying that she doesn't want to be pregnant after you brought up the pregnancy. So right now, I don't really know anyone else who's mentioned anybody being pregnant. Amanda, you showed us the pregnant monster, the pregnant woman after Father Khatri was killed.
Well, I did mention Village of the Damned, so that'd be the entire town being pregnant.
True, but not Fromville. As far as Fromville, right now Amanda is like the midwife. Because I've watched season 1 a couple of times. I didn't notice anybody pregnant. I'm the root of all pregnancy. You might be. And if the entire town comes pregnant, Michael's going to be responsible for that. So, it is what it is. So if one day Donna's like, I don't know how this happened, but I'm about to give birth, Michael, we're going to have to blame you for that.
I told you. Did you listen? Oh, no.
Well, it's not about us listening. It's you basically speaking into existence. So you spoke it into existence. Now Donna's pregnant. Now Tabitha, who doesn't want another baby is going to have a Thomas 2.0.
Only if they kill a bunch of monsters.
Yeah, kill him and bring him back. Imagine if 2 monsters were killed and then some poor lady learned she's expecting twins. Yeah. They did in the opening credits, they do have like what appears to be twin monsters connected together like Siamese twins.
Yeah, I think there's a painting like that in Miranda's basement too, which I think is a reference to that symbol at the end of the cave mural, which I think is kind of like mitosis or whatever, cell division, referring to rebirth or whatnot. Just guessing.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I think I was cutting you off. Go ahead with the last thing you were saying.
Oh, I was just saying it was just a guess that the painting in Miranda's basement was kind of referring to that cave mural symbol, kind of at the very end with like 2 overlapping symbols, which I think kind of represents cellular mitosis or cell division, kind of representing rebirth and that sort of thing.
It does resemble mitosis, the infinity symbol with the dashes,
mm-hmm.
the dashes.
Something like that.
So Mike is saying Donna is pregnant with Mita, who is Martin. Well, Mita gave us a meme to replace the Fatima as Martin. So that's actually pretty. I think Mita gets a pass tonight because she's giving us something silly that can be thrown out there. So David says, I did have a list that tried to match them all. I need to revisit it. Okay. Okay. Kimono lady, likely Fatima. That's the obvious one. I thought that too. Now, not so much. Not so much. Yeah, I thought the kimono woman may have been a different version of Fatima. Maybe the timeline was starting to erode where past, present, and future are starting to merge together. I was wrong. I think the kimono woman is the kimono woman and definitely not Fatima.
Seems like a kind of a mythological or folkloric figure, kind of like a Japanese ubume, which is like a spirit. I think of like a woman who's lost a child or died in childbirth. A lot of times they'll show up looking wet or with dripping hands, like they've been searching out in the rain for their child or searching in the river, that sort of thing. And that's kind of the initial image that we get of the kimono lady when she appears to Elgin. She's like reaching out and her hands have like water basically dripping off of them. So it kind of seems like that's kind of an allusion to that particular folk myth or whatnot. So they seem to like building that sort of thing into the show.
Kimono could also be Tabitha. What? Connections with Boyd and Smiley? Not sure why not anymore. To what? Okay, so I'm actually going to call it a night. I wish I could find a way to give you the link to StreamYard. You could run it. But I am going to leave this stream going with music for people to chat in the comment section. Unless you just want to stay up here. But you wouldn't have any way to like put the comments on the yeah, you wouldn't have any way to like highlight any comments if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I should probably get some sleep at some point.
Okay. Well, is it Mike or Michael, or do you not care which one it is?
Either way, I mean, usually Michael, but I'll go by either one.
Okay, well, Michael, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I'm glad you came up on the panel, came and joined and gave a lot of great ideas. I really appreciate it.
Parting thought for you.
Okay.
Boy in White, my opinion, is the kind of like the soul or the avatar of the magic tree itself. So when the Ankui kids poured their hope and wish magic into the roots, they created the tree. I think they kind of left a little kind of imprint of themselves in it too, kind of as like a collective unconscious. And so I think that it's the magic tree itself kind of acting as kind of a, if you want to call it like the engine of their salvation, because they're basically praying to, I think, be saved at some point. You know, two parents coming back, however long it takes, however many lifetimes. You know, those kind of comforting things that you say to kids when they're dying, and they kind of made that real with their kind of hope magic, and then kind of put a little bit of themselves into the tree, and so now the tree itself kind of has this representation or interface and appears as a child, kind of like the sacrificed children. So just kind of my take on that.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Michael was excellent. He is excellent. All right. So I know you all may want to continue chatting in the chat section. So what I'll do is, like I've done before, I'll play YouTube approved music. When I wake up in the middle of the night, if I see like one or maybe like five or less, if I see five or less people in the comment section, no one's chatting, I'll pretty much just end the stream. And the next time it'll be a chit chat will be, I don't know, I'm going to be traveling the rest of this week. So I'm going to just do them randomly. Definitely Sunday or Monday. So we'll see. We will see. All right. So I'm putting this mega mix up. Thank you for joining me, Michael.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. On the future one.
Okay. See you next time. All right. That was great. You know, I have to ask Michael if he had a YouTube channel. We could have plugged his YouTube channel. So I'll remember that next time. So sorry about that, y'all. I'll remember that next time, Michael, if you're watching on the replay. You can either email me your YouTube channel. You can email to screenlearningcontent at gmail.com, screenlearningcontent@gmail.com. Or, okay, you do not, okay. Well, if you do start one, let me know and I'll plug your channel. So what's going on, man? This is Spade. Not sure if that had a cutoff or anything. Okay, so the link is unpinned and deleted. All right, the stream has ended. Music is being played to keep the chat open. All right, so be safe. I appreciate it. And now here comes the DJ. Keep the stream open in case people want to continue chatting. I'll see you the next time. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I am out.
so much better than mine. I gotta wait in line for you to feel me. I got to hold my time for the healing. I got to take a back seat. Are you kidding? I got to grab my chance cause it's fleeting. Cause this just feels like yesterday. This just feels like yesterday. Oh, this just feels like yesterday. Oh, this just feels like yesterday.